Hill. A week ago, North Carolina stumbled on NBC, but this time they're at home. That's a big difference. The story to be told by Dick and Al. NBC Sports presents the best of college basketball. Today from Carmichael Auditorium, it's the Perkins of Maryland against the top-rated Tar Heels of North Carolina. Today's game is brought to you by Chevrolet, official U.S. cars and trucks of the 14th Olympic Winter Games. Chevrolet and you taking charge. By Light Beer from Miller, everything you've always wanted in a beer, and less. By Prudential-based securities, where total financial planning can help make the American dream happen for you. And by Sears, where you'll find great values. There's more for your life at Sears. Carmichael Auditorium on the campus of North Carolina, the class of the collegiate field in 1984. They've lost only once, last week to Arkansas. Today they host the University of Maryland Terrapins. The conference standings going into this game. Carolina will clinch the championship with a win. They already are assured a tie. The battle is for second and third place because those teams, second and third, won't have to face Carolina in their bracket of the ACC tournament. That is important. So Duke, Maryland today, Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, even North Carolina State, all battling for that runner-up spot. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with Al McGuire. Many say Carolina unbeatable at home. How about Maryland? What can they do to upset Carolina today?
Well, Dick, Maryland has a hot roll going. They won 2 cliffhangers in a row. In addition to that, earlier in the year, they were picked in the top 15 in the country. The game is going to be decided today on the baseline. If Coleman stays out of foul trouble, there could be trouble in blue heaven.
All right, you talk about the baseline, and we'll see the all-time rebounder for North Carolina, Sam Perkins there. Another All-American all over the court, Michael Jordan. When Carolina's aboard, it's always exciting. Maryland and North Carolina, an ACC shootout. The starting lineup in just a moment.
This camping trip was a good idea. Yeah, it sure is relaxing.
Peaceful. Ruby.
Ooh, kind of dark, though. Man, I'm getting thirsty. Yeah, let's have another light beer from Miller.
Let's Billy.
What was that? The creature. What creature? Well, legend has it that a horrible thing stalked these woods. It comes out when the moon is full. What does this creature look like?
We're up in 2 legs, but it isn't human. The big eyes that bulge out and...
It's the creature! Hey, guys, where you going? Hey, guys, turn them on.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Come on, pick after it. Man, did you see that thing?
America was born with a dream. A dream that says, in this great land, each and every one of us has the opportunity to build a life that's rich and rewarding. At Prudential-based securities, we believe in that dream. We can show you how total financial planning can bring you a richer life for today and tomorrow. Call us. We're Prudential-based securities. America, bring us your future.
Baseball star Jim Palmer.
I'll never worry about dandruff again. Sound impossible? Not with Tegrin shampoo. Tegrin has special medicine, so I don't worry about itching or flaking, and I don't worry about dandruff, even if I don't shampoo for a day or 2. The Tegrin test convinced me. Tegrin controlled my dandruff not just 1 day or 2 days, but 3 days. I don't worry about dandruff anymore, so why should you? Use Tegrin. Tegrin works day after day after day.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for today's game. At forward for Maryland, number 34, a 6'8 sophomore from Landover, Len Bias. For North Carolina, number 44, a 6'8 senior from East Meadow, New York, Matt Daugherty. At forward for the Terrapins, number 42, 6'6 senior from Jackson, Mississippi, Herman Veal. And for the Tar Heels, number 41, a 6'10 senior from Latham, New York, Sam Perkins. Perkins already Carolina's all-time Coleman, leading rebounder, could move into the number 3 spot as North Carolina's top scorer with a dozen points today.
Ben Coleman got to stay out of foul trouble for the Perkins to stay in the game.
Brad Daugherty. Now the guard for Maryland, number 24, 6'8" junior from Largo, Maryland, Adrian Branch. For Carolina at guard, number 25, 6'3" sophomore from Deep, Oklahoma, Steve Hale. At guard for the Saracens, number 10, a 6'5" junior from Martinsville, Virginia, Jeff Atkins. And for the Tar Heels, number 23, 6'5" junior from Wilmington, North Carolina, Michael Jordan. Jordan fresh from a 32-point performance yesterday. The coach of the Tar Heels, Dean Smith. And there's Dean Smith. He's a happy man today because Michael Jordan is okay. It was quite a scare yesterday. Here's Jordan against North Carolina State's Spud Webb. Both go airborne, and Jordan and Webb go down hard while they laid for a moment, and everyone was fearful that there was a serious injury. Both are okay. Webb for North Carolina State and Jordan in the starting lineup today. We'll have the opening tip-off in just a moment.
A colorful breakthrough. Canon's 270F. It lets you make up to 27 copies a minute. Reduces, enlarges, can even feed and collate automatically. But the 270F does more. It lets you communicate in color at a price that keeps you in the black. The Canon NT270F. For information, call toll-free.
Coming at you, one hot-selling wagon from Chevrolet, the front-drive Cavalier. Cavalier's 2-liter electronically fuel-injected engine delivers more standard horsepower than Ford Escort and the 3 leading imports. Hot. Plus, Cavalier wagon has more total room and a cool, low price. And you.
Maryland 16-6 overall, 5-4 in the conference. They'll play their final 4 conference games at home. North Carolina's only lost last Sunday at Pine Bluff against the University of Arkansas. 22-1, still the unanimous #1 pick of our basketball writers in our NBC poll as the nation's best. Joe Forty, Tom Monroe, Tom Frame are the officials, and we're underway. Perkins' tap goes to Herman Veal of Maryland. Jeff Atkins, he'll run the show. Veal inside. We'll watch that baseline play of Maryland. They have good size and strength. In the first game played at College Park, Maryland, with 2 minutes left, North Carolina's lead was only 1 point, but the Tar Heels scored the final 11 points of the game and came away with a 74-62 win.
Tough man-to-man. North Carolina tries to get too early. Great turnovers. Get the crowd into the game.
Brad Daugherty makes the steal, and here comes Steve Hale. Hale has had some fine games for Kenny Smith, the injured freshman guard. Matt Daugherty had the jumper, elected not to take it. Perkins against Coleman. Michael Jordan with Veal. Inside, Brad Daugherty. Daugherty had a big game yesterday in the win here against defending national champion North Carolina State.
That's a mismatch underneath, Dick. Veal's not big enough to cover Brad Daugherty.
Herman Veal takes it to the hoop, and he'll pick up the foul on the charge, and Perkins goes down hard and is in pain. The All-American Perkins. Let's watch what happened.
Got over there, got both feet planted in time. Good call by the official. Obvious charge. Here's a different angle of it.
See where the contact.
No, this is the dunk before. This is where Brad Daugherty makes the dunk.
They attend to Perkins, who in that pose as if he has a headache. And no indication as to where the injury might be. He's feeling for his back, small of the back. Perkins, the All-American, the all-time rebounder in Carolina history. And he's just a few points away from becoming the #3 scorer all time for the Tar Heels. Over 2,000 points, one of only 5 Carolina men to do so. Feeling at the small of the back, Al.
I wonder if he just had the wind knocked out of him. Thank God it's not a serious injury. You know, they don't start sweating for probably 3 or 4 minutes into the game. We're only about a minute and 10 seconds into this game. So not properly warmed up yet.
So Perkins out of the game. And it's Dave Popson, the freshman, number 35, who has replaced him. This is Popson. 2-0 North Carolina early, but the big news is on the sidelines, Sam Perkins.
Tough man by Maryland.
And a foul away from the ball for holding. Herman Veal gets the foul. So Veal has picked up 2 quick ones. They make that Bias, Len Bias, 34, who gets the foul. One of the few times all year that we're located way up in the rafters and not at the floor level. So we have to wait for the word to be relayed from downstairs. Matt Daugherty left alone. Misses, but it's beautifully by Jordan. Oh, he is so good at that particular move, following a missed shot.
Terry Holland said, coach at Virginia, I had to start a team. I get Sam Perkins, but I want to watch a ball player. It has to be Michael Jordan.
Ooh, he nearly stole that one. And Bias nails it from 15. So Maryland on the board. It's 4-2 Carolina. Jordan beating underneath the Hale and knocked out of bounds by 24, Adrian Branch of Maryland. Dean Smith doesn't seem to be concerned at the moment, so Perkins obviously is okay. Still feeling at the small of his back, though, as we check across to the sidelines. Jordan drops it home. So Michael Jordan has 4 points. It's a 6-2 Carolina lead.
Here comes the run and jump. First chance they get.
Jeff Atkins. Branch takes it along the baseline, and Jordan a reach-in foul before the shot. First time Jordan, who yesterday with 32 points, that was the highest by any Tar Heel this year. Here comes Perkins back in.
And whose record he beat, Dick? At Carolina?
Is it Cunningham?
Kangaroo Kid.
Billy Cunningham. Veal is left alone, and it's 6-4 North Carolina. 3 minutes into the game. First points for Herman Veal.
I still say the key to the game is Coleman. How many fouls he picks up. Didn't say in this ball game. It should go down to the wire.
It's Coleman on Perkins. Jump hook by Perkins. Boy, did he get a kind roll. 8-4. That's 2 that have danced around and fallen in for the #1 team in the nation, North Carolina. 15.5 minutes left, first half. Oh, Adrian Branch hanging, can't make the shot. Matt Daugherty the other way. Stolen by Jeff Atkins of the red-jerseyed Maryland Terrapins. Atkins, good size at 6'5", and he's the shortest starter for Maryland.
Surprising Branch being 6'8" and playing guard.
Atkins left all alone, and he misses. Coleman follows it home. Ben Coleman, leading scorer for Maryland. His first bucket, it's 8-6.
Mature, tough ball player. He'd be drafted high in the NBA because of his body. He's in his 5th year, transfer from Minnesota.
Hale inside to Daugherty. Good feed to Jordan. Jordan in the crowd, dishes to Daugherty. Brad Daugherty.
That was a nice move by Brad.
He made 3 or 4 of those yesterday against the Wolfpack of North Carolina State. It's 10-6, the Tar Heels, with 4.5 minutes gone. Coleman knocked away by Hale. 3-on-1 North Carolina. Daugherty. Matt Daugherty has his first points. 6-point lead for North Carolina.
Watch Michael Jordan come up on the play right now. See him come up.
Here's that.
Trap. Now they go out to outlet pass areas.
Over and back against Maryland.
Lefty, that was a good play. He knocked it off his own foot that time. Stop yelling at that ref. I think I'm way up high here, too, so I don't have the view I want. Don't get it technical. It's too early in the game, Lefty.
He had sent his captain, Herman Veal, over to talk to the official with timeout. With 5 minutes gone, North Carolina leads by 6.
The Denerex Dandruff Shampoo different.
On this side, I feel a tingling sensation, and there's no tingling on this side.
Look what you used.
I can't believe it. The Selsun Blue has been my old standby. We've never had this feeling of working sensation as I had with the Denerex.
Each shampoo has one medicine for dandruff. Only Denerex adds extra anti-itch medicine many dermatologists recommend.
I'm not even going to look for anything else. I'm going straight for Denerex.
Denerex shampoo or shampoo and conditioner fights dandruff and its itch with an extra relief medicine.
Most people who use Black & Decker power tools on weekends probably don't know why they keep on going strong year in, year out. But the pro who's got to cut through 2-inch angle iron with a Black & Decker chop saw, he knows why. He knows that like everything Black & Decker makes, this chop saw is built tough and reliable and strong. In other words, it's built like a Black & Decker.
By George, there's more for your car now during Sears 2-Day Washington's birthday sale. Like $15 off Sears 36 battery, $29.99. And $15 off the Die Hard, our best-selling battery, now $54.99. 10 to 40% off all Bias belted and radial tires for cars and light trucks. Plus Spectrum 10W40 motor oil, 69 cents. Get rolling. We install confidence day and night. On sale now.
When you're playing North Carolina, you better beware when you cross the timeline and you're near the sidelines, you're going to get that double team trap. And there it is, Jordan and Hale with Daugherty playing in the middle, looking for an outlet pass. It goes off the foot of the ball player Atkins of Maryland, and that's the turnover to North Carolina.
What happens there, Dick, is 2 men really form a zone press on 1 man. The other 3 men go to the outlet area where the pass could possibly be thrown.
Buzz Peterson, number 22 in the game for the first time for North Carolina. Joe Wolf is also in there for the first time. Inside, Perkins has it knocked away, goes right back to Perkins, and a foul before the shot. Ben Coleman has his first.
That's what we got to watch. How many fouls on Coleman? As long as you can keep that body in the game, you get a chance of knocking off number 1.
Matt Daugherty goes out, and Michael Jordan returns to the North Carolina lineup. 12-6 Tar Heels. Inside is Jordan. Partially blocked by Veal, taken down by Coleman.
Atkins has set him up, Dick.
Good pressure defense. Carolina's going to force. They got it. The 5-second turnover. You know, last week in the game in Arkansas, there must have been several half-dozen times when Arkansas had it about 4.5 seconds. That was to the frustration of North Carolina's defense, as they almost got the turnover. They get it here today.
But I advise young people, when it gets to 4.5 seconds, play it off the leg of the man that's defense into it. Then it'll go out of bounds. Probably the better way of doing it.
12-6, the Tar Heels lead it. Jordan with a move on the baseline. Averaging 19 points a game. Jordan has 6 in the early going today.
Got to get down to your baseline now, Maryland.
That's 6 unanswered points for North Carolina, and it's still that way. Len Bias' shot would not fall. Here comes Jordan. Builds a 10-point lead. 13.5 minutes remaining first half. Atkins, Veal, Branch. Branch listed as a guard at 6'8". Herman Veal from the side. Good box out by Jordan. Ball goes off the foot of Hale out of bounds. So the turnover to Maryland. Boy, Hale has not been guilty of many of those. He's done a solid, steady job replacing the injured freshman guard Kenny Smith, who is expected to return for the ACC tournament. Broken wrist in the game you saw here in NBC against LSU.
They took the cast off this week. They put it back on. They're taking it off again Tuesday. And they feel he should be able to play in a week or so.
Game was once at 8-6. Now it's 16-6. So Maryland trying to stop the run of 8 consecutive points by the Tar Heels.
With a 10-point lead, Carolina goes to his own. Good move. Watch Adrian Branch take a shot from the outside.
This is Branch. Coleman comes outside. Maryland patiently looking for the good shot. Len Bias over Jordan. Ooh, what a rebound by Neal, but he traveled and sang backwards.
They have to move the ball a little more quicker against North Carolina's zones. Too slow. The man's open. They don't get the ball to him quick enough.
It's been a 2.5-minute drought for Maryland. Here comes North Carolina looking for 10 points in a row.
That's surprisingly now going to his own. They're 10 points now.
Peterson, who is a real zone breaker, a great outside shooter, and a pushing foul.
It's kind of a combination zone. If you watch, they're completely drifting off Matt Daugherty. Matt Daugherty's number 44.
Jeff Atkins got his first foul.
Pushing and shoving there with Sam and Coleman. Coleman won't give him any room. That's it. Sam, I think you better quit on that one. He's a little bit too big. Oh, there's a nice little bump.
Brad Daugherty, 10 points in a row for North Carolina.
That's a set play.
And there's a foul against Adrian Branch. And that's the call in the Atlantic Coast Conference they make. If you put a man right on someone's nose, tickling him, if the man with the ball moves and you fall down, it's against the man with the ball.
That was a dunk just before by the alley-oop pass into Daugherty.
I'd like to ask you about it. It just seems that the man should have a little room to move. Al, that if you go jersey against jersey and you're not quite touching and he just turns a little bit and touches you, then that's a foul on you. No comment, eh?
Well, we're coming into a commercial. I don't think I have time.
Okay, gather your notes. 11:47 remaining in the first half. North Carolina by a dozen.
There are lots of furnaces you can choose for your home. But for the most efficient energy, forget all but the gas furnaces. And to cut energy costs further, consider only the high-efficiency gas furnaces. Of those, only one has advanced pulse technology, the Lennox Pulse Furnace. No other furnace is more efficient.
Take it from Dave Lennox. You can save a lot of gas with a Pulse.
Attaboy, Dave!
Today and tomorrow, gas gives you more for your money.
Down the home stretch, you can almost taste victory. And it's sure gonna taste great.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. The rich sweet taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind. Welcome to Miller Time.
Welcome to the rich, smooth taste of Miller High Life.
Terrific college basketball action on NBC next Saturday. It'll be Kentucky and Sam Bowie with a tough test at Georgia. Next Saturday on NBC.
Dick, I have the ball. I learned like this.
Oh, nope, that's a foul on you. See, you fouled me. That's what I mean. You can't move when I'm that close, and I wasn't touching you to start. I don't like that.
You got to give the offensive man a little room to play.
But if they call it that way, that's just good defense.
They blow too quick of a whistle in the ACC.
You're just trying to get some more mail, aren't you?
No, they blow a very fast whistle. That's why you'll see Coleman play rough, because he started out at Minnesota. And in the Big Ten, it's a slower whistle, a la the NBA.
Well, so far, North Carolina dominating play inside, as you can see, 12-2. And indeed, with 10 unanswered points, they have built an 18-6 lead. This is the freshman, Keith Gatlin, number 3 with the ball. He was North Carolina's top high school player last year. Coleman from inside makes it 18-8.
I believe Gatlin should be playing a little bit more. He's quicker. He hit the open man.
Well, when Adrian Branch was out, the 3 games suspended because of the marijuana charge, he averaged 16.7 points a game and almost 7 assists, Gatlin did. So he is an excellent prospect.
Well, you know, he's from the state of North Carolina, and he was the high school ball player of the year last year.
Foul on Fothergill, who just into the game. Mark Fothergill, as he was forearm shiver there with Sam Perkins. Inside, Brad Daugherty. No foul. Daugherty slamming home his 8th point. It's 20-8.
Pass from Steve Hill. Basket by Brad Daugherty.
Ball wouldn't drop for Adrian Branch, and the foul, I believe, on Matt Daugherty.
Adrian Branch is quite quick. Oh, here's when he comes in. Let's see if it's charging or not. Close call.
That's a good no call.
Yeah, I think that Brad Daugherty has improved more than any other ball player in the Tar Heels.
Well, you know, he's still only 18 years of age, and he's a sophomore.
He's come a ton.
Adrian Branch, a junior from Largo, Maryland.
He hasn't been as consistent since he come back. He's a little bit better on the shot selection the last couple of ball games.
That was his first point of the game. He played at famed DeMatha High School. Out of bounds to Maryland. The score 20-9 Carolina. 9 minutes gone. Gatlin will play it in. He's 6'5" from Grimesland, North Carolina. Wide open is Bias. Ooh, he got it down the hole in a hurry, didn't he?
He makes that first step real fast.
At the other end, out of bounds. Last touch by Coleman.
I thought Daugherty should have put it up that time because the other Daugherty had the inside position.
Hale plays it into Matt Daugherty. Senior from the New York area into Brad Daugherty. Threw that one up. Perkins couldn't tip it, and Ben Coleman brings it in for Maryland. Branch with a dribble. 20-11. North Carolina leads it.
I feel it coming back a little bit towards Maryland for some reason.
Bias is left alone again, and Jordan picks up the foul.
It just didn't seem to be a killer instinct today on North Carolina. They had about 11-point lead there, and for some reason there doesn't seem to be the activity in the crowd and the excitement I thought, especially when Lefty comes to town. You know, I think the fans love to get on Lefty. Here comes driving, and Jordan comes from the back and catches him. There it is, right there.
Jordan's second foul. He thought he got all ball, but that was not the call. Here's another look. Oh, is he quick?
Yep. He got a lot of leather. Might have caught the wrist.
Jordan goes out with 2 fouls and 10.5 minutes left in the first half. 20-12 the score. Len Bias from Landover, Maryland. Grew up 2 miles from Cole Fieldhouse on the University of Maryland campus, so he can almost walk from home to practice.
Some people consider that he has a shot at making the all-ACC team at the forward position. It's kind of questionable.
And he's averaging 11, check that, 14.5 points a game and 4.5 rebounds this year. 7-point lead now for North Carolina as Hale brings it all away. Not there for Peterson.
That was a 1-2, 1-1 full court press by Maryland. Basket right here, and they're back in the game. I think this crowd has to get going again.
Fothergill. Gatlin. Open is Branch. Peterson picks him up. Boy, Branch wanted that shot. Threw up one.
Lost that shot. Very bad shot selection there. And I just gave him a compliment earlier.
Peterson.
Matt Daugherty. Yeah. Matt likes it from the baseline. He pulled a little short in the last one.
4 points for Matt Daugherty.
It's a 9-point lead for the #1 team in the nation.
Shoot from the outside. That's what this kid should be shooting from.
Knocking it home is Len Bias. It's 22-15, and Bias has 8. Nine minutes, 15 seconds, excuse me, Coach, remaining in the first half.
Went to a 2-3 zone. Overplayed Peterson.
For Perkins, who came around the backside.
How can it happen? Every time I have an ACC team with North Carolina, the guy's free in the baseline behind the zone for the alley-oop. They do it every game.
So Sam Perkins moving up on the list of all-time North Carolina scorers.
1-3-1 North Carolina playing. Weakness at the bottom of the baseline. So they should score from against this or from the top of the bubble. 1-3-1.
The next basket by Perkins will put him in the #4 position, passing Charlie Scott, great All-American guard for Carolina back in the 70s. Bias to Coleman. Left alone is Gatlin, and the freshman hits it.
Basket by Gatlin.
24-17 on Gatlin's first hoop.
They've changed to a 3-2 this time.
Steve Hale. And Coleman has the board for Maryland. Trailing by 7. Here come the Terrapins. Steve Hale unable to connect. He was a hot shooter against Arkansas. Played a solid game. His career-high 15 points last Sunday. Fothergill with a left-hander, and it's 24-19. Maryland claws within 5. Fothergill's first basket.
Nice bounce pass by Branch that enabled the basket. Alley-oop.
And Joe Wolf, the freshman from Wisconsin, follows it in.
Could Maryland be a little tired? They went to 3 overtimes yesterday against Clemson. That shouldn't affect young guys. They won.
Gatlin in trouble and throws it away. Wolf with a steal. And a late whistle calling the ball.
For palming, he put his hand on the side of the ball and cuffed it over. It's a no-no.
Hall of Famer Dean Smith. His team still solidly atop the polls of the best college basketball clubs. You see Sam Perkins adding 2 to the Tar Heel cause.
Chevrolet is taking charge with the year-round versatility of S10 Blazer. In spring, Blazer's right on the job or on the town. In summer, Blazer lets you get to work or get away. In fall, Blazer's ready for the chores or for the fun. In winter, Blazer's a great outdoor sport. S10 Blazer. Every season, you'll find more reasons to own one. Chevrolet, official U.S. cars and trucks of the 1984 Winter Olympics.
Charlotte, North Carolina, and Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Charlotte means stock car racing, fast and furious. And Milwaukee means beer. Cold, crisp, old Milwaukee beer. And the smooth, golden light taste of Old Milwaukee Light.
Old Milwaukee.
And Old Milwaukee Light.
Taste as great as their name.
You know, it doesn't get any better than this.
Terrific college basketball action on NBC next Saturday. It'll be Kentucky and Sam Bowie with a tough test at Georgia. Next Saturday on NBC. Dean Smith in 9 days will be 53 years of age. What a career. He was on a national championship team, a math major at Kansas, a reserve player. Won the NIT in 71. Olympic gold medal winning coach in 76. NCAA championship in 82, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 83. That's a pretty complete package, and he's the odds-on favorite to win the championship again this year.
No more mountains to climb, just to repeat them.
Sometimes that's the toughest mountain of all, to repeat.
Once you pick the flower, it starts to die.
7 minutes remaining in the first half. Maryland trailing by 7. Peterson with a save. Hobson, the freshman, brings it down.
Whoop.
Not enough hands.
Hobson, a little bit too tall to start to be a point guard.
Hey, we want to congratulate Peter McLaughlin, a production manager for NBC Basketball. His wife Eileen married St. Louis on Friday evening. I know they're watching and enjoying our telecast today. Congratulations to the new Mrs. McLaughlin. (26-19), Maryland trailing, but a fine feed, but the miss by Atkins. Boy, that Gatlin found the opening, but Atkins missed the layup. Maryland's had some chances to really pull this game within 1 or 2 points.
They've missed about 3 chippies underneath. I think they're overconscious of having their shots blocked, especially with Brad Daugherty in there and Thompson, a lot of height.
Cecil Exum, number 50, in for the first time, and that's Brad Daugherty, the sophomore. Another easy shot from in close. He has 10 points. That's Exum on Gatlin. Beautiful feed to number 34, Len Bias. Gatlin, you can see why they like him. He finds the open man.
Yeah, he's a ball player. That will help Maryland in the next 3.5 years.
5.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Freshman Dave Popson out there. Fothergill. Popson gets a second chance. How many times has that happened in the half? That's about 4 baskets. After a Carolina miss, they followed it in.
Well, they're killing Maryland on the offensive board. They got to be more aggressive, Maryland, if they want to stay in this ball game.
Michael Jordan, certainly he'll be one of the candidates for most valuable player. We'll have that announcement in the second half. Out of bounds was Thompson as he received the pass.
Michael's so quick. His body is someplace. I think his mind is someplace else. I think his mind is where the move is.
Have you ever seen a better one-on-one defensive player than Jordan? He's developed in. I mean, he could guard really almost anyone, including a big man.
I think what Dean Smith allows at Michael Jordan, he gives him what we call a wild card. He gives him freedom out there. He wants to come up and double trap, or he wants to float, or take a gamble. He's allowed to do it.
Kind of like a rover in football.
Yeah, he anticipates.
Inside, and wide open for the hoop is number 32, Terry Long, just into the game. A freshman from Glen Allen, Virginia. The 6'8" Long has a quick basket.
You know, with a little bit less than 5 minutes to go, I'll hold up on this a second. Here he gets the inside position. Watch Coleman get the inside position.
Now this is Long.
No, it's Coleman, isn't the inside?
Yeah,
That's all she wrote.
Oh, that's Long. Number 32 is Long. He looks like Coleman.
Oh, excuse me. I thought it was Coleman.
Set high school records there at Hermitage High School in Glen Allen, Virginia. Boy, he almost missed the works. Turns out all right for Maryland. They have a chance for a 4-point play. It's 30-23. Couldn't have practiced that any better, could you?
There's the trap.
Inside, and then back out to Gatlin, left alone. The gun, they call him. Rebound to Atkins. Oh, he had the shot, tried to pass. 3-on-1, North Carolina. Peterson to Hale. Rebound to Long. He's come in and made his presence known.
Boy, it does look a lot like Ben Coleman. A little bit shorter.
4:15 left in the half. Maryland trailing by 7.
I just think Carolina is not on top of the game today.
Adrian Branch makes it 30-25. Branch with his 3rd point.
I just don't think the enthusiasm's there, and it looks like Maryland's hanging in nice. They're not in foul trouble. They're in striking distance, 5 points.
Sam Perkins has it knocked away. Here comes Atkins, 3-on-1. To Gatlin. Beautiful pass. And a foul on Perkins. Was that a great touch pass by the freshman Gatlin?
Watch the steal here. He puts the ball down. He reaches in, slaps it away. Perfect lanes for a 3-man break. Now he'll bounce it across.
Oh, that was lovely. Foul on Perkins, his first.
Now watch his head. He fakes with his head. See how he looks over here and he passes over to the right.
Perkins saved an easy basket. Atkins will have to shoot the free throws. Jeff Atkins, a junior from Martinsville, Virginia, at the line. They call him the Senator. He's best student, serious about his work, wears the 3-piece suits. The Senator at the line. 62% on the year from the stripe.
We call them on the streets IBM suits. A man on his feet is worth 2 on the seat.
Long gets the rebound and a chance for Maryland to pull within 2 with a hoop. Branch Dean Smith didn't like that. He picked up a technical yesterday.
Hale reached in that time, Dick. Obvious call. To me, it seems that there's something lacking in the Tar Heels. I'm not knocking Maryland. Maryland's playing a good ball game, but it looks like they had Maryland on the ropes a couple of times and didn't become Barracudas, didn't want to give that knockout punch, that killer instinct. And you can't fool around with Maryland. Lefty's an excellent coach, and they got a team that was rated in the top 15 at the beginning of the year.
He's also, he likes to write letters, too. He's excellent correspondence. I understand he's written you a couple this year.
He's okay. I'll tell you one thing. He wears his heart on the sleeve, and you always know where you are with Lefty.
30-28. So the University of North Carolina, once ahead, 20-8, finds their lead melting and melting, and now the Terrapins are within 2 with 3:38 left in the half.
East Point, Maine and Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. East Point means a New England clam bake, summer fun and food at its best. And Milwaukee means beer, cold, crisp, Old Milwaukee beer, and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
And Old Milwaukee.
And Old Milwaukee Light.
Taste as great as their name.
You know, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
It's the York's tune-up. Working late? Well, that's the spirit. Spirit?
Gentlemen, start your engines.
NBC Speed World premieres March 24th.
A lot of discussion around college basketball as to the new rule involving televised games. In a TV game, each coach has only 3 timeouts. Normally, you would have 5. That was the rule last year. So coaches are all saving. They're just sheltering, putting them in the pantry to have those 3 timeouts for the end of the game. Sometimes they have to wait too long before they call a timeout. A game can get out of hand, and we'll deal with that issue at halftime. Len Berman with the most interesting and pertinent report.
Jim Valvano believes that he would have won 2 more games this year if he had the 5 timeouts. Well, I said, well, Jim, then why don't you get off TV? Then you'll have 5 timeouts.
I don't think that was the answer you wanted.
You know, surprisingly, I think what's their record take this year? 18-8?
North Carolina State?
Yes.
Oh, I think it's better than that.
Well, they have a good chance of going to the NCAA just off their record, even though they're in 5th or 6th place in the ACC. And I don't think the NCAA would like Jim Valvano in the NIT.
Whistle there before Daugherty got the shot. Terry Long, the freshman, has his first foul. And Brad Daugherty is at the line. 6'11" sophomore from Black Mountain, North Carolina. Product from the Smoky Mountains. (31-28). Daugherty with his 11th point. North Carolina State's record is 19-8, and as the defending champion, they're in pretty good position to make the tournament again.
And they got a nice ball club. Their bench is kind of soft, but they're expecting a great recruiting year, so they'll be back next year.
4-point Carolina lead, and Terry Long. No, that was Herman Deal, the veteran, the leader who threw the ball away, trying to get it to Adrian Branch.
Sitting back in a 1-2-2 zone or a 3-2 zone. The middle man goes up and down. There it is right there. The guy's Fred, Maryland.
Michael Jordan on the bench currently for Carolina. Peterson to Hale. It's a small lineup in for Dean Smith. Good ball movement.
Get it over to Peterson.
Daugherty. He dances in another, and Brad Daugherty with 14 points in the first half. Carolina builds its lead back to 6. 2:41 left in the half. Terry Long, the freshman, gets another 34-30. Well, that's the one thing with that trap, that says if you can break it, you can get an easy hoop. That's what Arkansas did last Sunday.
Man's open underneath, you can break through, but you got to get that first pass through.
Maryland down by 4. Adrian Branch inside Atkins, banks it in, and it's 34-32. Jeff Atkins has his first basket. Lefty Driesell got his team going, and this crowd trying to urge Carolina.
Now all Lefty do has to get up off the bench, and the Carolina fans go bananas.
Lefty, who did his undergraduate work just a few miles from here at Duke University. Sam Perkins and a reaching-in foul against Adrian Branch. That'll send Perkins, an amazingly good free throw shooter, to the line. Perkins, in fact, in the last, 10, 15 games, has had a record that would be the envy of any free throw shooter in the entire country. He's hitting over 90%. Well, look at that. 89 of 98, almost 91% in the last, I think it's about 15, 16 games.
Gets himself nice and relaxed. Pounds the ball a few times.
And that free throw ties him for the number 4 spot all-time Carolina scoring with Charlie Scott, so he's trying to move ahead of Scott with this attempt.
He will be an outstanding pro.
Carolina's best rebounder ever is now the number 4 scorer in history here in Chapel Hill. Gatlin weaving his way, trying to hit long. It's saved by Branch for a moment. Yes, it is. Gatlin hanging. Can't score it. And look who gets it. Daugherty back to Gatlin. And he gets stuck in, and Dean Smith can't believe it. He's crying for a foul over there, slapping his wrist.
You've got to rate Gatlin, from what I'm watching today, as one of the best freshmen in the country. He's unbelievable. In his speed and his quickness, and he can score. Probably his biggest asset is his passing.
Foul, I believe, on Furman Veal. Let's check. It is on Veal. His second. And that sends Sam the Man to the line.
He'll also bring back in Coleman.
Long did a good job for Coleman. He's going to stay in. It's Veal who goes out. 36-34 with 1:27 left. Man who's been almost automatic from the line, Perkins, last half of this season.
You know, you start out great, you end great. He was the rookie of the year in the ACC in his freshman year. They won it all in the sophomore year. Kind of got sidetracked by Georgia last year in the NCAA up at Syracuse.
Leading candidate for the Wooden Award, along with his teammate Jordan. We'll have the announcement of that on NBC. We'll break the news halftime of the DePaul Marquette game. Ray Meyer's last home game at DePaul.
Nice pressure up court.
38-34, 2-on-1 now. Branch, and it's knocked away by the hustle of Hale, who came flying down court. No, that was Peterson.
Always that weak side trailer that will get his hands on the ball when you think you got an automatic layup. Now watch this pass. I thought he should have taken the shot. Branch from the outside here. Man at inside position to rebound. And from out of nowhere comes the Lone Ranger. One, 3-1.
Lefty Driesell right to the center line, yelling out his thoughts to the offense for Maryland in the final minute of the first half. Good first half of play.
I wonder if Lefty be content going in 4 down or maybe 2 down.
Would you?
On the road, yes, I would be. Yes, I would be.
Atkins with a 20-footer. Not there. Ooh, boy, that long. Good offensive rebounder. The arrow is pointing toward Carolina.
It was a walk.
Oh, they call it a walk now. Did not see the signal.
I could be wrong, Dick. I think that's right. Now you're fooling with a 4-point or a 6-point lead. No way Carolina will take the shot before it's time. It's up to the defensive team. They're down to create action. They'll get a warning. They cannot sit back in that 3-2 zone, which they're in now. They got to come out and play. There's the warning. So they got to come out and play. Dean will go for 1 shot. They're not coming out. So ref warned. Hey, ref, you can call a technical if you want.
14 seconds.
5 counts. Hey, you're going to do it. Or aren't you going to do it?
Peterson to Hale to Daugherty. Here they come. Looking for Perkins underneath. And kicked out of bounds with 4 seconds left.
go more to a tight zone right now, Maryland. Watch for the alley-oop on the baseline. North Carolina play that's been done so often.
They've got Perkins behind everyone. Now they move Big Sam inside. Matt Daugherty misses everything, and that'll be the end of the first half here at Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The score at the intermission, North Carolina led by sophomore Brad Daugherty's 14 points, enjoying a 4-point lead over Lefty Driesell's visiting Terrapins from the University of Maryland. Lots of interesting facts coming up at halftime.
There's a power tool made by Black & Decker only professionals even know about. A tough, durable tool that represents some of the finest engineering in the industry. It's called the Professional Cut Saw. The lightest saw ever built with both orbital and reciprocal cutting actions. A brilliantly designed, impeccably manufactured piece of industrial equipment built for the pro. In other words, built like a Black & Decker.
You know people like us, we're teachers. Firemen, people just like you. These are the uniforms we wear at work. But these are the uniforms we wear when we serve part-time in the reserves and the National Guard. You see, in the reserves and the Guard, you not only serve your country, you're part of a first-rate team, training alongside real buddies. Yet while you serve, you can live at home and keep your full-time job. Because in the reserves and the Guard, you don't have to give up one life to live another.
The reserves and the National Guard. Talk to your local recruiter.
Chevrolet, taking charge.
Chevrolet Caprice Classic. The only full-size car picked last year by Car and Driver magazine as one of the 10 best cars you can buy. Chevrolet Caprice. Compare the deep cushion comfort, the luxury, the ride, the full-sized room. It's an exceptional value. You can spend more for a car, but why in the world would you?
Chevrolet.
And you.
Taking charge.
Shotgun Rapids, Idaho, and Milwaukee, folks, mean something great to these guys. The shotgun means white water at its best, and Milwaukee means beer. Cold, crisp, old Milwaukee beer, and smooth, golden old Milwaukee Light.
And old Milwaukee.
And old Milwaukee Light.
Taste as great as their name.
You know, guys, it doesn't get any better than that.
Well, at one time it appeared Carolina was going to run away with it. They built up a 20-8 lead, but only 4 points at the intermission. Most everyone at the start of the year picked North Carolina #1. They're still #1 and the favorite in the upcoming NCAA tournament. Well, not the favorite of everyone. You're still hanging by your choice early in the year, Kentucky.
Yeah, I like Kentucky. I think they have the best baseline in basketball. I know they've lost 3 ball games, but I think they have a long bench. Obviously, Carolina's an outstanding ball club. But I made that decision in August, and I still think that in February, and I think it will be proven Monday night, April 2nd, 1984 in Seattle, Washington.
Well, we'll have a chance to see Kentucky next week on NBC against Georgia, 2 weeks against LSU in Lexington. And we'll be back at Chapel Hill, Carmichael Auditorium, North Carolina leading Maryland by 4. It's one of those TV timeouts. That'll be our special after these words from your local station.
Tonight, it's Goliath's Revenge in an all-new episode as Michael Knight battles his evil twin.
Goliath is invulnerable.
Can kids survive the special 2-hour Knight Rider? Then it's the world's best commercial. A star-packed hour of laughs and entertainment. An all-new special with Joyce DeWitt and Ed McMahon. TV's Greatest Commercials 5 tonight.
Even.
This is Martin Chevrolet as you know it. This is Martin Chevrolet during our huge inventory turnover sale. We're turning over our entire stock of new Chevrolet cars and trucks to make room for huge spring shipments. Every vehicle is tagged with a lower price. You'll flip over the savings. Even used vehicles are bargain priced. Shop from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. tomorrow during our inventory turnover sale. Fast financing, top dollar for your trade-in, immediate delivery, and lower prices. The inventory turnover sale at Martin Chevrolet on the Midlothian Turnpike, 3 miles west of Cloverleaf Mall.
Look at what you get in a newspaper every day. There's national and international news. There's unusual news. Newspapers give you the score on sports, weather, religion, book reviews, movie reviews, editors' views. You get financial reports, crossword puzzles, help wanted ads, even your horoscope. And that's just the half of it. You get comics, coupons, recipes.
There's more than news in the Richmond newspapers. To subscribe, call 649-6600.
Flying to D.C. saves me time.
Going Groom always saves me money.
Call Groomer, your travel agent. This is WWBT 12 in Richmond, Virginia.
In past years, coaches would save their 5 timeouts allowed for the final moments of the game. Sometimes the last 2 minutes of a game would last a half an hour. So they changed the rule, TV timeouts, and you get only 3 timeouts on the bench as a coach. Coaches don't like it. Here's Len Berman.
Timeout. It's part of the game. But let's talk about TV timeouts. After all, maybe they're part of a coach's strategy. Witness a recent Alabama-Kentucky game.
Alabama needing a timeout, waiting for the TV timeout. And Horton gets the roll.
Wimp Sanderson's got to think about waiting for that TV timeout. The Cats are running.
Why are people talking about TV timeouts so much? Because of a rule change. On televised games this year, each team can only take 3 timeouts. It was 5 last year, and coaches don't like it.
I, for one, probably don't like the timeouts reduced from 5 to 3 per game as called by the coach. I think I'm used to 5 for 23 years. We've had 5, and now we have to adjust.
I think it's tough because you're really afraid to call a timeout in the first half. I think we should maybe go to the high school rule where you have 2 timeouts in the first half and 2 timeouts in the second half, and if you don't use them in the first half, you can't carry them over, or at least give us a 20-second timeout like the pros do, or something a little bit different, because right now I'm sort of afraid to call timeout in the first half because I want to save them to the end.
So with only 3 timeouts per team, some coaches now more than ever look to television timeouts. After all, should you waste one of your 3 if television is about to take one? When do television timeouts happen? There are 4 per half, with approximately 16 minutes left in each half. Then 12 minutes left. Then 8. And then 4. But at all times, only if the ball is dead.
So now that the clock has hit the magic number and there's a dead ball, how does the timeout happen? Well, at every game, sitting at courtside, there's a gentleman with a headset called the timeout coordinator. He makes the timeout occur. How do you do it?
I'll hit the horn twice. The ref will look at me, signal timeout. I'll shake my head yes, and we'll go to the commercial message.
Will the referee ever wave you up and say no TV timeout?
When they're at the line, they have to shoot the shot first, and then they'll let me take the timeout.
If they make the shot,
If
right?
they make the shot.
All right.
So the key question, do coaches keep track of the clock? If a television timeout is coming, do they wait for it?
It depends on the score. If you're ready to go down 7, I think you got to take one no matter when the TV timeout is. I think that's very important in a big game, that you don't lose control of the game waiting for a timeout.
I've caught myself several times this year looking up, waiting for a TV timeout, not calling one when we should have, and I think it's hurt us at times. So personally, I think we have to do something about it. Either give us more timeouts, do something. Any kind of combination's fine, but the present setup is a little bit hindering.
Of course, if you're watching at home, you may keep track of when a TV timeout is coming for different reasons. But we hope you'll sit and watch the commercials anyway. After all, if it weren't for the TV timeouts, there wouldn't be TV games, or TV halftime reports for that matter either. Happy watching, everybody. I'm Len Bias.
So, on one hand, you don't want a game to last forever with 10 timeouts taken in the last 3 minutes, but obviously the coaches aren't happy. What do you think?
Well, I think what should happen is the commercial timeout at the end of the game should be called with 2 minutes to go.
Just like in football.
Yeah, then each coach can use that as one of their own timeouts. Or otherwise, if you want to do it, have 5 timeouts, one called the first 10 minutes, the second 10 minutes, the third 10 minutes, then your last 2 timeouts are the last 10 minutes of the game. Or if you don't like that, I think maybe you should have timeout called in the washroom. And then from there, you want 17 timeouts, you can have 17 timeouts. But what?
No, timeout.
No. I got
Timeout. Timeout. We're going to take this timeout and go to New York.
All right, thank you, Dick Enberg. And we'll start things out with a happy note from the final day of the Olympics in Sarajevo. Brothers Phil and Steve Mayer took the gold and the silver in men's slalom skiing. The gold to Phil, and the silver medal goes to Steve Mayer. Now, in the college basketball game, which you're watching, from Carmichael Auditorium in Chapel Hill, Maryland's Lefty Driesell very upset early, and he should have been, because North Carolina took early control. Brad Daugherty scored 14 first-half points on the alley-oop from Matt Daugherty. It's 18-6 UNC. Now it's Sam Perkins who sneaks in along the baseline, and he gets the slam. That puts North Carolina up by 9 at 24-15. But Terry Long then got hot for Maryland, and a couple of baskets by him late in the half helped to close it up. North Carolina, a double-digit favorite, leads it by a score of 38-34 at halftime. Also at halftime, Illinois is in front of Michigan State in the Big Ten by a score of 32-17. By the way, Phil Mayer's wife gave birth to a baby boy today, a doubly glorious occasion for him. Let's go back to Dick Enberg.
And we're back at Carmichael Auditorium, where North Carolina leads Maryland by 4 points at halftime. Let's look at the top 20 teams in the nation as voted by our basketball writers poll this morning. North Carolina still the unanimous choice. That's something like 6 consecutive weeks for the Tar Heels despite their loss. Georgetown a solid second. Houston third. Las Vegas with the longest current winning streak in college basketball. Then Kentucky. DePaul dropped 3 places to 6th with their loss to Dayton yesterday, seen by many of you here on NBC. And there's Oklahoma sitting 7th.
Billy Tubbs doing an excellent job, and the son of a preacher man, Wayman Tisdale.
Texas, El Paso, Illinois, Big Ten in the fight for first place in the Big Ten. Then Arkansas with their upset against North Carolina moving into the top 10, and they won big against Texas yesterday. Memphis State, although they lost to Louisville, you see Louisville down in 20th. Louisville moves into the top 20 with a win at Memphis State yesterday. Then Tulsa, Purdue, Washington, Duke, and Wake Forest. They had a game last night.
From out of yesteryear comes Duke. I'm real pleased. The coach has worked real hard there. I think they're in good shape for next year. This year, they're all fighting for second place in the ACC.
Duke beat Wake Forest in overtime yesterday. So that is our NBC basketball top 20. What was that? You're just a player getting ready for the baseball season. So you're getting your mid ready. All right, we'll be back at Chapel Hill, North Carolina after these words from your local station.
Monday, it's a superstar spectacular in the tradition of Motown 25. See Elvis Presley, Stevie Wonder, The Beatles, Chuck Berry, Jefferson Starship, The Temptations, Bruce Springsteen, The Rolling Stones, James Brown, and more. For an all-time superstar concert, it's a Super Rock and Roll Monday.
Up here, there's no room for mistakes. Same goes for my income taxes. So I go to H&R Block.
People who know their business go to H&R Block.
My tax guy is on top of everything. He's trained to know every form, every deduction, you name it. He doesn't cost me much, and the guy really earns his money. Hey, neither construction work to me, and a tax work to Block.
People who know their business go to H&R Block.
Now is your golden opportunity for the best buy on an Oldsmobile, because these dealers are competing with each other for the biggest increase in sales. Together, they're out to make Oldsmobile #1 in the heart of Virginia. Determination, concern for customers, and strong dealer competition. They get you a solid gold deal on a new Oldsmobile.
See your local Olds dealer from the heart of Virginia. We're all heart.
7:30, Tuesday, March 13th. WWBT welcomes the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus for opening night at the Richmond Coliseum with $2 off all tickets.
This is WWBT 12 in Richmond, Virginia.
The Terrapins and the Tar Heels college basketball brought to you by Chevrolet, official U.S. cars and trucks of the 14th Olympic Winter Games. Chevrolet and you taking charge. By Anheuser-Busch St. Louis Brewers of Michelob. Some things speak for themselves. By Wheaties, big time crunch, big time treat. Wheaties, what the big boys eat. And by Ice Blue Aqua Velva, because there's something about an Ice Blue Aqua Velva man.
Chevy Tough is taking charge with 3 things a Chevy S10 long bed 4x4 offers that Ford Ranger doesn't. Like shipped on the go Instatrack 4-wheel drive, like available Delco build sign gas shocks. Plus, S10 long bed has a box almost 5 inches longer and wider than Ford Ranger. These 3 bikes won't fit in a Ford like this. Tough Chevy S10, the real king of the hill in long bed pickups. Chevy Tough is taking charge.
When I warm up before a game, I use Ben Gay.
Professionals like Larry Bird use Ben Gay not only after exercise, but to help warm up before. Does Ben Gay really help? Yes. Warming up plus Ben Gay helps you get ready for action. Helps you loosen and tone muscles so you can run more comfortably, longer, to help you do your best. So whenever you're planning to exercise, use Ben Gay after and Ben Gay before.
Feel better with being gay.
Here comes the most advanced piece of machinery in shaving history. The new Norelco Rotatract, the razor that challenges the world. Every blade, every electric, every shaving instrument ever made. In closeness, comfort, speed, and quality. It's the shaving machine you've been waiting for, or your money back. Advanced technology Rotatract razors. The first to challenge the world. New from Norelco.
Michelob and dedication.
Something speak for themselves. Michelob.
Michelob. One smooth and mellow taste tells you all you need to know. Michelob. Some things speak for themselves.
That's the score at the end of the first half. Here's the means. Field goal percentages, both over 50%. Carolina, best in the nation, 64% in the first half. Free throws, Carolina's second best in the nation. Perfect, 6 for 6.
Big difference there is 3 extra turnovers for Maryland. Turnover can mean 4 points.
Maryland led by Len Bias with 10, and pretty good balance for the Terrapins of Lefty Driesell. For North Carolina, Brad Daugherty, who had 18 points yesterday in the win against North Carolina State, comes back with 14 in the first half today. Now, he's been a key factor for Dean Smith. Perkins with 8, Jordan with 6, and Daugherty 4, Popson, and the rest with 2. 38-34 as we go to the second half.
You know, earlier this year, Dick, Lefty said that we're good enough to win the national championship. They have a nice club out there. I don't think they're that good, but they got a solid ball club, and it's they all can play, and if they can get together, maybe they have a chance of getting to Seattle.
We should point out that Maryland has Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, North Carolina State, and Virginia all at home to finish the season. They had a tough 5 straight games on the road, and that really knocked them out of any contention for first place. Meanwhile, North Carolina running away anyway, unbeaten 10-0 in the conference. They've already assured a first place tie.
Maryland starts out in a 3-2 zone.
Same team that started the game for North Carolina, Perkins and Jordan, along with the 2 Daughertys. And Hale, that was the lob pass misfired, and Gatlin, who does start the second half, although he didn't the first half, has the ball.
Lefty spoke to him about that lob pass behind the zone at halftime, I guarantee you.
Knocked out of bounds by the lightning quick Jordan.
Quick on quick.
Terry Long also starts the second half for Maryland, the freshman. So 2 freshmen, Long and Gatlin, in there for Lefty Driesell, along with Bias, Branch, and Coleman. Gatlin, lob pass to Long.
1-3-1, North Carolina. It's a trapping 1-3-1. Sam is running the baseline, covers a lot of distance.
Branch, the left-hander, connects, and it's 38-36. For the 4th time in the game, Maryland is within 2. They've never led nor tied.
One of the big things there is that Branch hit a tough shot. Sometimes you hit a tough shot like that, it gets your adrenaline going.
Michael Jordan. Oh, what a fake. And then a dish off to Perkins and a block by Coleman.
Beautiful fake that time. An excellent pass underneath the sand.
Yeah, we used to put the stopwatch hang time on punters. Let's put the stopwatch hang time on Michael Jordan. He seems to just stay up there on a hook.
Skywalker. Oh, he was free for the alley-oop. Back in that zone again. Hale didn't put it up there.
Jordan is free from the side and nails it. 40-36. Jordan has 8. Yeah, many feel it's the best 1-2 punch ever in college basketball. Jordan with a steal, Hale with a shot, and the rebound by Adrian Branch. Gatlin the other way. Branch to the baseline. Out comes Hale, 3-on-2.
Overloaded on the right-hand side. It won't work. Back it up.
It'll work in that guy's hands. Jordan. Oh, what a play by Gatlin to take it away from Perkins and get around Jordan.
Left, bounce.
And Coleman makes the basket. Was Gatlin brilliant, although the fans wanted traveling.
Even Dean Smith gave the traveling sign to the referees after that. Gatlin was outstanding.
He is 6'5", and he just motored through the entire Carolina defense. 2-point North Carolina lead. Jordan. Perkins. Sam Perkins bats home the rebound, and he has 10.
Excellent timing, went right over Gatlin.
Nearly 3 minutes gone, second half. Again, the importance of this game to Maryland. They want to finish second or third. Very unlikely anyone's going to tie Carolina. They need only one win to assure the outright championship. And that's going to be a foul charging Len Bias.
Very good foul on Len Bias. It's his second 14 foul.
And Bias jamming his way in there. Hale had position on him, and that cost Maryland the ball. Meanwhile, here's Gatlin. Look how he went right around Michael Jordan, then makes that no-look pass to Coleman. 4-point lead for North Carolina. And a foul on Long, Terry Long of Maryland.
You know, it's so frustrating to coach against Jordan, because anytime he has the ball, if he wants to do his thing, he can just about do it. If you have 2 men on him, 3 men, I don't care if it's a zone. If he wants to go and get the shot off, he's going to get it off, and a pretty good shot.
Jordan hitting 77% from the line. This is his first attempt today. 77% is under the Carolina team average.
They're over the average today. I think that's 7 for 7 out there.
7 for 7. Harvard's Crimson, the leading free throw shooting team in the nation. Carolina is second. They're 8 for 8 now, and they're back up by 6 points against Maryland. Coleman. And there's Jordan again. And stolen by Gatlin. Beautiful feed. Oh, my. Len Bias rams it home, and that Gatlin pulled a Jordan.
Well, they're tall. They're both around 6'5". You know, you picture guards 6'5", 11, 6'1".
Perkins, that jump hook. Rebound Bias. Here come the Terrapins, trailing by 4. Gatlin with the ball. You know, now and then you see someone you haven't been able to watch before. In this case, Keith Gatlin, and you say, wow, this kid is going to be sensational in 4 years. Already outstanding. Another charging foul against Maryland, and boy, that hurts Charles Lefty Driesell.
That was a good call. Well, here's the steal by Michael Jordan. You see him flying in. Now watch the steal come back by Gatlin. So quick. And here's a beautiful dunk on this end.
And that comes at the 5-minute mark. 5 minutes gone in the second half here at the University of North Carolina. And the score, the Tar Heels 44, the Terrapins 40, and it'll be North Carolina with the ball when we return.
Come on in, take a seat. We're gonna tell you what the big boys eat. Name is Wheaties, pick a week. Now you know what the big boys eat. Hello, milk, come on in. Jump in, berry, have a swim. Wheaties, Wheaties, not too sweet. Now go tell your mama what the big boys eat.
Part of your good breakfast.
People who have to choose between going to a doctor and heating their home, between receiving required surgery and paying next month's rent, between being well and being hungry. Tuesday on The Scene Tonight, Diane Walker begins a 3-part series on the failure of Medicare to truly care for the elderly. Medical costs keep rising while Medicare payments don't, leaving the elderly with choices they can't make. See Being Well or Being Hungry, starting Tuesday on The Scene Tonight.
We're at the Triangle here, the Research Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. The game's in Chapel Hill. We're in Raleigh.
You know, I can't see, Dick. It's so far down there. Like in the morning when I read the paper now, I wish I had Wilt Chamberlain's arm so I could put the paper way out there.
Well, you like it up here in the attic. You might find some toy soldiers.
Well, I like those dime store soldiers. You know, Dick, it's difficult for me to broadcast the game from up here because I was a coach for 25 years. I'm used to watching the game on the floor. So I want an apology to everyone that I'm not on top of my game today. Zone by Maryland.
44-40, North Carolina leading. Daugherty partially blocked, and Bias brings it down for Maryland. Gatlin with a pass. Boy, is he clever with the ball. He makes it look so easy. He's got that real loose action. Coleman back outside to Branch, and the left-hander buries it. It's 44-42. 9 points for Branch.
Got to get the ball in his hands. Well, I don't think we'll be here next year. They got a new center they're building. It's going to seat about 22,000 people.
It's going to take a couple of years, though, Al. We'll be back in this building next year.
Maybe not. Maybe the weather will be good this summer. No rain.
Steve Hale's first basket for Carolina. Right back. Comes Bias, can't hit. Daugherty had the rebound. Here's Hale. Sophomore from Enid, Oklahoma. Jenks, Oklahoma. Perkins. 48-42. 2 quick baskets by Carolina. 6-point lead for the #1 team in the nation. Long, the freshman, a good fake.
Oh, nice head and shoulders fake.
He got Jordan flying by him.
Sam wants the ball down low again.
14:26 left.
They got it.
Matt Daugherty to Steve Hale. Michael Jordan. Oh, he wanted it. He likes that left corner, doesn't he? Yes. Shooting against his body. Hale. Perkins had it for a moment, knocked away. Gatlin again, 3-on-3. Freshman pulls up. Blocked by Hale. I don't think that was a shot. I think he was going to pass it, Al.
Whatever he was going to do, he wasn't going to get it off because Michael was right there. Here we go. I watch Michael kind of floating back there, and all of a sudden he puts on his afterburner.
Goodness, I thought it was Hale, and it was Jordan from the other side. Look at that. Sensational athlete. Joe Wolf, number 24, back in. 6'10" freshman for Carolina.
Always has his tongue out. Coach Smith's afraid that sometime he might end up injuring his tongue.
4-point lead for North Carolina with 13:45 left.
There's a trap in the corner if the ball comes. There's the trap. That's a 1-3-1 trap. You should know that.
That leaves Coleman alone, and Jordan blocks him. That fouls him.
You know, I want to tell you something, Dick. I don't know if Jordan fouls or doesn't foul. God bless referees. It's so difficult to call these shots. So difficult.
Well, he is so quick and leaps so well.
And on the other end, most referees seem to be small. I don't know why. And, you know, they're looking up all the time. Everything's above the rim.
Third foul on Jordan. Hard to tell from the replays. Big Ben Coleman at the line, the 6'9" senior from Minneapolis.
He stays in there the whole game. I think Carolina will be in trouble.
Even though he hasn't done a lot of scoring.
Don't make any difference. He's mature, he's a space eater, he's tough, and he's not selfish. He kicks the ball out and he gets it down low if he doesn't have the shot.
Doesn't get his 8th point of the game. It remains a 3-point lead for Carolina. 13.5 minutes left. Jordan has it knocked away in the quick hands of Gatlin.
I would like to see Gatlin on Kenny Smith. That'd be a match.
Gatlin, North Carolina's high school player of the year last year, decided to go away from home to Maryland. Coleman. Oh, followed in by Bias.
Bias went really up there. Maybe he should be first team forward all ACC.
That's the closest Maryland has been. Carolina has led throughout, had as much as a 12-point lead in the middle of the first half. Foul on Coleman, trying to front Perkins. No basket, no basket. Second foul on Coleman. Let's go back to the foul by Bias. There he is, 34. Watch him.
Watch him pound on the board once the ball goes up. Just two-hand dunks it, holds on to the rim, so he wouldn't be undercut.
Great timing. Perkins gets a breather. Wolf, Daugherty are the big men in now. Whoops. Ben Coleman. Is that a foul or what? Everyone was crowding in. Coleman gave someone a push. And look at Dean Smith. That's as animated and upset as you'll ever see him.
Well, I think Dean still has on his mind the injury to Kenny Smith, and is worried about injuries more than anything else.
You could see Rita's lips. That's a foul. That's a foul. So obviously one was not called.
There's a bump again.
Brad Daugherty is short on the shot. Ben Coleman gets the rebound, and here comes Maryland with a chance for the lead. First time in the game. And one of the reasons is the play of the man that brought the ball down, freshman Keith Gatlin.
There must be a reason why Lefty doesn't start him. Maybe it's out of tradition.
Gatlin. Good defense. Carolina crowd chanting defense. Branch banks it in, and Maryland leads for the first time in the game with 12:07 left.
In comes the crowd. In comes Sam Perkins also.
And in goes the shot from Matt Daugherty.
He's a role player, rather pass than shoot, but he's a very important part of the Carolina team.
Here's that two-man trap on Gatlin, and he just does get it off to Coleman. By the way, the shot made by Branch moves him into the number 11 spot all time in Maryland scoring, past Larry Gibson. Coleman just does save it.
Remarkable how at certain times of the game North Carolina gets heavier on defense. Right now they're pushing their defense more.
Branch not there. Rebound Brad Daugherty.
Tough shot at that time of the game, kid.
Michael Jordan. Hale. Jordan wants it. He's got it. What a move by the freshman Long, and Coleman gets the bucket. Oh, the freshman along the baseline in heavy traffic sets up his senior teammate. It's 52-51 with 10.5 minutes left.
A lot of time left. The game is getting real physical. A lot of pushing and shoving underneath.
Jordan. Short. Rebound to Long. Terry Long, freshman, 6'8". Gatlin, 6'5" with the ball, another freshman. So well stocked with talent again is University of Maryland coach Lefty Driesell. Wide open.
Piece of cake.
Len Bias gives Maryland the lead, 53-52, and Bias has 16.
Dean's up off the bench, so's Lefty. They're going to counter each other now. Watch how they both meet wherever the discussion is. See that? Now Dean will not go too far away because Lefty's asking a question. Now, Dean will probably counter as soon as that ref leaves Lefty. Now, Dean's going by the other official. This is what you call gamesmanship. These officials know these two coaches. Lefty just gave a stomp. The crowd reacted to his stomp. Lefty's kind of getting carried away a little bit here.
He's one of the better stompers since Fred Schaus gave up the coaching reins. He was probably the all-time stomper. But Lefty's right there. He's good with the left foot especially.
Here they come now. Believe me, when you get two great coaches like this on top of the officials, it makes the official tighten up. Lefty's tucking in his shirt. You know, Lefty's had a great career. People don't realize that he is an excellent coach. You know, against Virginia, the last 4 years with Sampson, he was 4-5. And the tallest guy he had on his team was 6'8". Against Ralph Sampson, who's 7'2".
Hey, this is his 15th year, and his teams have averaged 20 wins in every year with Lefty.
His only losing season, Dick, was in 1960 in his first year at Davidson.
I don't know what that exchange was all about, but there's a technical foul obviously called. We'll see if it's a 1 or 2 shot foul. Perkins will take it. This would tie the game. So it must have been against even at 53. And now we have an official timeout. Lefty Driesell still boiling. It's 53 all with 10 minutes left. But right now from Chapel Hill, let's take a quick look. Timeout. Preview what's coming up next on Sports World.
The Beast returns. No man has beaten him, and all have fallen by 6. John the Beast Mugabe takes on power puncher James Hard Rock Green in a junior middleweight war on NBC Sports World.
Something speak for themselves.
Michelob. One smooth and mellow taste tells you all you need to know. Michelob. Some things speak for themselves.
I took Rolaids for 10 years. Now I get better relief from Tempo.
With Tempo, no more tongue.
It took remarkable tempo to make these heartburn and gas sufferers switch.
Tempo's soft, not hard and chalky. So it dissolves fast, fights acid and gas.
And the soft tempo form holds more medicine than the leading tablet. 75% more acid-relieving medicine.
Better relief than Rolaids or Tums.
Switch to better relief. Switch to soft tempo.
Lefty Driesell arguing on behalf of his player. We understand the technical was called against senior center Ben Coleman. That does not count against his personal foul total, which is 2. What do you think's going to happen now? The officials, the 2 coaches, all involved in that last debate.
Well, they're both powerful coaches inside the ACC. I think you see the officials now start calling tickle fouls. They'll completely do a 180. They're letting the game get a little bit physical, as I said about 2-3 minutes ago. So let's see if that happens. Let's see if there's a lot of quick whistles now.
Halfway through the second half, tied at 53. Daugherty. Boy, that's his shot, that turnaround 8-footer. He has 16.
I never thought that Brad Daugherty would become the ball player he has become so quickly.
Just a sophomore. Mark Fothergill in for Maryland with the ball. There's Jordan with his hands in the pie again.
Those teammates do not move. The guy that's passing the ball cannot get it out. Your 4 teammates got to move so you can pass it to someone that's free.
Daugherty comes in, replacing Buzz Peterson. So it's Hale, Daugherty, Perkins, Daugherty, and Jordan. So Dean Smith has his starting 5 on the floor now. He uses a lot of substitutions. Coleman comes in, and Fothergill is out for Maryland. Maryland has 2 freshmen still in there, Gatlin and Long, and they've been keys. Bias. Coleman ripping down the rebound against Daugherty, and Daugherty fouled him.
Again, once a guy like Long or Coleman gets the ball underneath there with those head and shoulder fakes, they automatically get they automatically get a foul shot of a 3-point play. Now watch him give a head and shoulder fake. 1001, now he goes up. You high school ball players, guys or girls out there, when you get a rebound on the inside position, you go with a head and shoulder fake, you say to yourself 1001. And then you stand on the foul line and miss it.
Coleman looking for his 10th point. He's 1 for 3 from the line. Misses them both. Boy, that's so very important. Your big men often get fouled because of their inside play. They must make free throws, and that's where Perkins is so brilliant for North Carolina. He fouled a lot, and he rarely
Jordan, oh, excuse me, Dick, but Jordan was going for the alley-oop in the back of that zone, and I'll see if I can call it. It's like a cat over there.
Jordan from outside. Michael Jordan with 14, and Carolina leads by 4 with 9 minutes left.
Need a basket here. They don't get a basket here, they're going to have a timeout, kind of re-rally.
Keith Gatlin to Long.
Carolina lays off Long. Watch Sam Perkins. He'll be floating right in the middle of the paint. See him there in the middle of the paint?
Jordan hawking Atkins. Coleman back to Atkins around Daugherty. Ran into trouble. Look at Hale, and he gets it to Jordan. Oh, my! Long saves it and does a good job of knocking it off Daugherty's foot. Going back to the play, look at Hale's hustle and a behind-the-back blind throw that goes to Jordan, and the rest is nothing but crowd-pleasing in Carolina.
That's when Michael Jordan's the wild card, the freelance. He can go any place he wants. He was in the right spot at the right time, as he normally is.
Yeah, that's right. When isn't he? We'll be back.
I took Rolaids for 10 years. Now I get better relief from Tempo.
With Tempo, no more tongue.
It took remarkable tempo to make these heartburn and gas sufferers switch.
Tempo's soft, not hard and chalky. So it dissolves fast, fights acid and gas.
And the soft tempo form holds more medicine than the leading tablet. 75% more acid-relieving medicine.
Better relief than Rolaids or Tums.
Switch to better relief. Switch to soft tempo.
That's a big step, Tom.
I'm still gonna go to college, Dad, but after the Army.
I thought you wanted to be an electrical engineer.
I'll be learning about electronics, and I can qualify for the Army College Fund.
If you qualify, the Army College Fund will help you accumulate as much as $20,100 for tuition.
So you're going to be a soldier.
Be all that you can be. And an engineer. You can do it.
Be a good one.
In the Army.
The Beast returns. No man has beaten him, and all have fallen by 6. John the Beast Mugabe takes on power puncher James Hard Rock Green in a junior middleweight war on NBC Sports World.
Well, we had x-rays of Lefty Driesell's stomach, but we haven't quite developed them yet. But you can imagine it's in turmoil. Look at the last 6 games. 1 point over Virginia. 2 overtimes, they lost to Georgia Tech. 2 overtimes, they lost to Wake Forest. They lost by 5. That was a blowout by Duke. 1 by 2 against Dayton, and then 1 in 3 overtimes yesterday at Clemson. It has been a rough half-dozen games.
I would hate to meet Maryland in the first round of the NCAA. That is a ball club down there, especially with Gatlin.
59-53, North Carolina leads. Maryland's ball. Gatlin stays in. The Branch has returned.
Here's that 1-3-1 where they trap in the corner. The ball goes to the corner, they're double team. Should come right now. Oh, the other man didn't come over. Hale was too high.
So the play of Long has kept Herman Beal on the bench for the University of Maryland. And Gatlin has really taken charge at that point guard position. Atkins on the bench.
You can't let North Carolina go up over 6.
Long misses that one. Trying to follow is Adrian Branch, but it goes out of bounds.
If Carolina scores this time down and gets the ball back without Maryland scoring, you're going to see the 4 corners, a slight delay. Start working against the clock. They'll try to take Maryland out of that 3-2 zone. Not yet, I don't think. They need an 8-point lead to do it.
7:05 left in the game. Jordan improving his lot and hitting it. 18 points.
He shot that one on the way down. Anytime he wants, whatever he wants.
8-point lead again for North Carolina. It was tied at 53, and Carolina's rattled off 8 in a row. They had a string of 10 straight in the first half. There's Jordan again, knocking the ball out of bounds. Oh, he has the NBA salivating in his play. He wouldn't have to score a point, and he could be a most valuable player with his defensive work.
Okay, get the ball to Branch. Branch taking outside shot. Best position right now.
Desperately needing points. Bias can't get it. Rebound to Daugherty.
Now let's see if they pull it out. They're going to stay keeping happy. 6:20 left. No, they're going to go right at them.
10-point lead. 10 in a row as Perkins with that shot passes Al Wood. He's the number 3 scorer in Carolina history.
Lefty wants a timeout.
Perkins punctuating a 10-point run for Carolina from 53 all to a 63-53 lead with 6:06 remaining. Now Sam Perkins this year becomes the #1 rebounder and now the #3 scorer.
You know, the secret to a comfortable retirement is really no secret. You need a smart investment firm to help you get there.
And the best way to find that investment firm is to ask a lot of questions.
Katie and I asked.
And the more we ask, the more good things we heard about one company, Dean Witter.
We heard about the quality of their financial advice and programs.
We heard they really listen, really care.
For us, Dean Witter was worth asking about.
Dean Witter. Worth asking about.
Thinking about throwing in the towel? No, think about making it Michelob Light for the winners.
Your serve.
Would good friends really play this hard for a beer? Well, it is Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Michelob Light for the winner.
Boy, I need help with my serve.
Tom will help you.
First, you remove the cap.
Michelob Light.
Tonight, it's Goliath's revenge in an all-new episode as Michael Knight battles his evil twin.
Goliath is invulnerable.
Can kids survive the special 2-hour Knight Rider tonight?
Best scorers in Carolina history, the guard Phil Ford, Lenny Rosenbluth, All-American on that unbeaten 57 team, Al Wood, Charlie Scott, Sam Perkins, and Perkins has vaulted ahead of both Scott and Wood, #3 all-time with his points scored today. He is, as we've said, the best rebounder in North Carolina history.
And he's moving in on Lenny. Lenny can feel the breath on his back.
6 minutes exactly remaining. 10-point lead for Carolina and another miss. Branch couldn't hit. North Carolina has run off 10 consecutive points. It's the second time in the game they've had that kind of spurt. What'd you say in the commercial break? That's a sign of a thoroughbred, those runs of points.
The going gets tough, the tough get going.
Brad Daugherty has a 12-point unanswered string for Carolina. He has 18 points, matching his total of yesterday. So a tied game with 10 minutes left now has become a 12-point lead for North Carolina. And there's a steal by Perkins. Took it away from Veal. Oh, North Carolina playing flawlessly.
Nice and soft. They'll open it up. Maryland has to play man-to-man. Back door.
With 5 minutes left, 14 unanswered points. Branch inside, and that finally ends the dry spell for Maryland. Branch with 13.
Dean, you got to go to your 4 C's here. Pretty much got to start working against the clock. Yeah, they're spreading it out. Here we go. Here we go. They call it an offense, but it's still a...
And what a man to have in this kind of offense.
In your face, he said to Ben Coleman. He went right at him. Oh, it's just like having a tall Phil Ford in that 4C.
Phil Ford ran it beautifully, but maybe Jordan is better.
Here he comes. He gives him a rocking chair move there. Now right into Ben Coleman. Watch Ben come over. And he gives him a little look. That says, in your face, man.
Coleman committed the foul. Jordan a 3-point play. And Carolina blowing out Maryland in the final minutes of this game. 15-point lead. 4:15 left. Boy, just to watch Jordan put on the show, though, is the entertainment value. Veal misses again. Here he comes. Oh, my. Even that one rolled around twice and went in.
I wonder if he'll make All-American.
They're going to have to send him to a higher league. Veal finally connects, and it's 72-57. Michael Jordan show on stage here at Carmichael Auditorium in Chapel Hill.
3 minutes ago, the score was tied.
Give the ball to Jordan at 4 corners. All the 5 Maryland players look at each other and say, you take him. I don't want him, you take him.
They'll take this guy to school right now. This is Branch on him. Take him to school.
Oh,
No.
what a
Oh, he's putting the show on. It's showtime.
Answering is Len Bias for Maryland. Now, this is the kind of performance Jordan in one half. Many players, good players, would have to go a whole year to get this in their highlight film. He does it in one half.
He wants to do something else, too. I expect one more explosion from him, then Dean Smith will take him out.
Jordan now goes underneath.
Give it to Michael for one more curtain call, and that's all she wrote.
Sam Perkins to Daugherty. 2.5 minutes remaining. North Carolina. Now it's just a matter of adding the frosting on another victory cake.
You got to come out. Someone has to cover him. You're losing.
Matt Daugherty.
No.
It wasn't there.
Ever team player playing against the clock. Here comes Michael.
Jordan with his point total on his back, 23. Mark Fothergill in for Maryland. Veal goes out. Let's go back to Jordan.
Watch him explode here. He's kind of toying. He knows the crowd's watching him. He wants to do his thing. The pass is unbelievable. He faked that pass to Sam Perkins, who was on the right side, and put it over to Brad Daugherty on the left.
What you couldn't see after the pass when Jordan went back on defense, he was happier about that pass than any play today.
Here comes the final
Hurrah.
icing on the cake. What'd you call it?
Hurrah.
Hurrah. There it is. Here it comes. He tried.
He climbed up Fothergill like he was in the Himalayas.
He wanted to entertain us. He wanted to do one more thing. Make it a full weekend. Here he comes. Look, he's going up steps in the Tibet. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps.
Oh, he is an amazing athlete. We have a timeout.
Raise the white flag. It's all over, Dean. Get him out of there.
2 minutes left. Carolina by 15. Thank you, Michael Jordan. What a player.
Chevrolet taking charge.
Make your move to Chevrolet's new Celebrity. Move into the comfort of more passenger room than 91 out of 95 import cars. Move into Celebrity, an attraction of front drive. Celebrity. No other new car gives you this much passenger room at a price this low.
Chevrolet
And you.
taking charge.
Okay, everybody. What do you say we make it Michelob Light for the winners?
Catch you later.
Yeah, it's a whole new game when you're playing for Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Hi, my name is James Hardrock Green. Come to the next one Sports World, watch me tame the beast. So don't go away, stay tuned, because it'll be an exciting fight.
Jim Scrins is freshman.
Well, Michael Jordan has applied the knockout punch on Maryland, and a knockout artist is coming up. John Mugabe, 20 fights, 20 knockouts, all in 6 rounds or less. He goes against James Hard Rock Green. That figures to be a short one. Junior middleweight bout scheduled for 10, plus coverage of the Richfield Invitational Track and Field Championships and sumo wrestling. And there are 2 MVPs. A little surprise. I know some of you would question Gatlin because he scored only 4 points, but Gatlin, when he came into the game, Maryland made its run, tied the game. He's our most valuable player for Maryland. Chevrolet also honors Michael Jordan of North Carolina. They'll receive plaques and a $1,000 scholarship to both Maryland and North Carolina in their names to the General Scholarship Fund.
You'll be hearing a lot about Gatlin in the future.
He looks like a young Jordan, built the same way, quick, long arms, looks as if he's a good defensive player, terrific ball handler.
Doesn't have the upper body, but they call him back at school, they call him Smoothie G.
He is all of that. What do you call Michael Jordan? Anything he wants you to call.
Same way you say, where does a 2,000-pound gorilla sit? Any place he wants to sit, right?
Carolina has it again. Have they missed a free throw today? Dr. Dennis Enberg, our statistician, along with Ross Schneiderman.
Come on, D. 15, put in the subs, it's over.
1:35 left.
Here they come. It's about time.
13 for 13 free throws for North Carolina, second in the nation, the best shooting team. I mean, you could really say this is the best shooting team in college basketball, the University of North Carolina. Obviously, number one, the team to beat. We're going to see them again in the ACC tournament. Well, of course, if they qualify for the finals, we'll have that for you on NBC. That'll be just 3 weekends away.
Never know what happens in Greensboro, North Carolina, in the ACC tournament. It's always unpredictable. You know what I believe this year, Dick? I believe these awards being given out should be given out, if it goes to somebody in North Carolina, it should be given out to Sam and Michael as brothers. I really believe that.
You mean like the Wooden Award? They both should win it?
They both should win it if they're going to give it to them. That's my opinion. Oh, hey, for sophomore, you get kind of French pastry there.
Brad Daugherty, he has 20 points. To show you how North Carolina has dominated the end of this game. Oh, first the play again.
Yeah. When things are going right, they're going right. Comes in the back door, does a reverse dunk.
In the last 9 minutes of the game, North Carolina has outscored Maryland 23-6. It was tied at 53, and it's now 76-59 with less than a minute remaining. They love it here at North Carolina.
Dick, what I want to say, can I say something?
Yeah.
I want to say that new building that they're putting up here that costs whatever it costs, $30 million, they should name it after Dean Smith. Don't wait till the guy either is dead. You know, so many times when someone dies, we send them flowers. Better we buy people a drink when they're alive. Better we name buildings after people while they're alive.
How could they name it? Well, if somebody donated a lot of money, I guess they have to name it after him, right? Is that the other option?
Well, the company could donate the money and say, we'd like it to be named after Dean Smith.
There might be a few companies that will receive that little hint from you. Adrian Branch with the free throws. He has 15, 76-61. And a very entertaining game, and closer than the score would indicate now when you consider with less than 10 minutes left, they were dead even at 53. Cecil Exum, Joe Wolf, knocked out of bounds. North Carolina's ball with 26 seconds left. Executive producer, NBC Sports, Michael Weissman. Coordinating producer of NBC's college basketball is George Finkel. Give you the rest of the names in a moment. Dave Hobson has his 4th point. Today's game produced by Ralph Abraham, directed by George Finkel. Ben Coleman from outside. Technical director Lenny Stucker. Feature producer David Neal. Associate director Doug Grabert. Thanks to all the men and women, NBC Sports, bringing you the action from Chapel Hill. 4 seconds left. Exum not there. The game is over. North Carolina will remain #1 for another week. They have defeated Maryland 78-63. High scores. Michael Jordan with 25 for North Carolina. 18 points for Len Bias of the University of Maryland. North Carolina has won the ACC championship outright with its victory today. 11-0 in the conference, 23-1 overall. The #1 team defeating a game Maryland club. And we'll be back after these words from your local station.
A right place.
I fillet fish.
So do we. Each Long John Silver's fillets real North Atlantic fish. And if you don't think that makes a difference, come taste for yourself.
Another page has turned in Richmond basketball history. The Spiders are in the NCAA tournament for the first time ever. In the preliminaries, Richmond blasted Ryder 89-65. John Newman led the surge, and he'll need